You know, when it comes to fishing these hair jigs, I feel like the best cadence, or what I've had the most success with, is what I like to do is I like to lift up relatively aggressively, pop that jig up off the bottom. And what's happening is that hair is really undulating and pulsating in the water, and you get that action. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually tight lining that jig back down to the bottom. So I'm giving it a pretty good hop and a pretty good pop, but then I got that jig on a tight line and I'm letting that jig down on a tight line. When I feel it hit bottom, I go ahead and give it another pop again, and then again let that jig down on a tight line. And because we're drifting, that line is kind of angling out behind the boat. I'm not perfectly vertical. I'm not fishing directly below the boat. And for me, it seems to be the best presentation in getting these hair jigs to work. Now the bites are going to come one of two ways. One, it's going to be when that jig hits the bottom. When you lift up, there's just going to be weight there because that fish pegged it to the bottom and you didn't feel that fish bite. But when these fish bite on a tight line as you're letting that jig down, they will just about rip the rod right out of your hand. It is a very fun way to catch these fish. So it's kind of a combination of a rip style jig and a tight line jig all in one. It's a big smallie.
Smallmouth Lake Air Jigs too. I'm going to get him off back in the water here quick here so he does well.